Have you ever been told by a doctor that there is nothing wrong with you, but your pain is so deep and so sharp that you feel like you're dying? This is my story. In June 2014, I have been diagnosed with IBS. IBS stands for irritable bowel syndrome. You are diagnosed with IBS through a process of elimination when all tests show no sign of physical illness and all blood tests are in normal parameters. In other words, there is nothing wrong with you. It's all in your head. But how? How could this be in my head? I felt absolutely helpless. I didn't know what to think. In that moment, I instinctively took my palm and placed it over the part of my abdomen where I felt the pain, and I was swept back to where it all happened one Saturday morning in March the same year. It was a familiar pain. I ended up in A&E back in 2007. They told me it was a cyst that burst, but this time the pain grew bigger and bigger. It was shooting in my stomach, it was shooting all over my abdomen. I remember getting up from bed and I just rushed to the bathroom. I threw up once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, far too many times to even remember. I was hunched up in pain and I managed to barely crawl back to bed. The pain was excruciating. I was holding myself. I was really hoping that the pain will go away soon, but then I had to rush back to the bathroom with my knees on the bathroom floor, crunched over the toilet, with my forehead over my forearm, with tears rushing over my face. I remember saying to myself, God, please, please take this pain away. What followed was another 6 hours of convulsions. From what I can only think it was the pain. I had another 2 episodes the months to come. So how could you tell me that there is nothing wrong with me? How can I imagining all of these things? Right, so what now? I remember the doctor telling me, I could prescribe you some strong painkillers, Patricia. My face was in utter disbelief. I left the hospital somewhat relieved that ultimately I didn't get the worst news, but at the same time I was angry. Really angry. What was causing this pain? What do I do if it comes back again? How can I live my life normally? These were the questions that I failed to get an answer on. So I started researching if other people had the same symptoms. I spent my next 6 months reading everything that I could get my hands on, from gastroenterology medical conditions to medical journals and even nutrition. Well, nutrition was the topic that was a lot more fruitful in generating the answers to the questions I had. I was amazed by the amount of articles that I managed to find on this subject. I decided that if no one else can help me, then I better become the expert on my own condition. And so I did. Everything I learned, I applied to my life, and this managed my pain very well. In fact, my pain didn't come back for 3 years. More recently, I started working with a functional medicine nutritionist that was able to deepen my knowledge, run appropriate tests, and in fact find what the true cause of my pain was. What I found was truly mind-blowing. My microbiota, which is the bacteria present in and on my body, was out of balance, and it was triggered by different sensitivities I had from different foods. I also had an overgrowth of bacteria in my small intestine. These not only provoked the abdominal pain, but they gave me chronic fatigue-like symptoms and even brain fog. I remember mornings when it was so difficult to even get out of bed because I was so tired. It took 4 painful years to find out what was wrong, but now I'm able to in turn help millions of people just like me, and maybe just that makes it a bit more worthwhile. I have now taken everything I've learned, and with the help of experts in different fields, we now help companies like yours. I will be posting more videos about what I learned in the past 4 years, sharing as much knowledge as I can. In the next episode, I will be talking about my mental health story. Please stay tuned.